Yes. Yes.
All right,
That's it.
whatever.
We're here.
It is. We're live?
We're live.
No, we aren't.
We're
Shut up.
live.
This is fake. Nah, dude. You're streaming straight to the CIA right now.
We're live.
Nah, dude. This is just. It's over.
Say
Careers
something.
are over, dude.
Say something that'll get us arrested.
No, man. I'll pull up the group chats, dude. The career is over, dude. It's over. How's it going, man?
It's going
I didn't
great.
actually ask you how your day was going.
Everything's going well.
I don't know how much.
Going well. Look, dropping the links off to you, to a couple homies, to a couple servers.
I really should drop the link somewhere, but I'm not going to. I'm not gonna stop looking at the link.
Drop it on Tibbler. My phone. I hate when I can't work things.
Dude, man, no. Hey, what you gotta do is you gotta have like a stream starts in 5 minutes, and then you drop those links, and then you start the stream. Does it make sense?
I don't
Too
know how
lazy
to do
for that. Yeah, I mean. I'm sorry, I have a bit of a technical issue, a bit of a skill issue, but don't care. Get over it.
With
How much introduction do you want to do before you get into like serious topics?
I want you to have your introduction that leads towards the topic.
Okay. Well, I don't really know how to introduce myself because I'm just a nothing nobody, dude. I'm just some young guy who's I don't know. I'm just here at the right. I guess it just so happens that I'm here at the right time, and so I might get like 1 or 2 people. But I think it's always worth saying things to, even like a dozen people on the off chance that it affects one person.
Mm-hmm.
Like 15 people. I think social media ends up warping numbers in people's heads. So
it really does.
Yeah, you look at 15 people, you think, oh man, that's fucking nothing, right? You look in a room of 15 people, man, that's a lot of people. You look in that room and you influence one person to do something worthwhile with their life, man, that was worth it.
Also,
I
don't forget how much you could connect to that person. Like if you really connect to one person, or if you're just talking to 15 people who don't really care to listen to you, it's always just a spectrum of ideals and ideas.
I think, as the way I see it, right?
But you won't know what you're really getting if you get direct feedback, and if that person even cares to give direct feedback. It's just so many things to take into consideration. So many things. It really confuses me a lot.
I think you're too worried about who listens in and how much they care, man. Because the way I see it, right?
No, I don't care because nobody listens. I mean, or I don't.
It's so over. No, it's. Oh, jeez.
We got 4 people in here. Hold on, we got 4 people in here. First, we got Hachi Man, a friend from a server. What's up, Hunter? How you doing? And Potatum, which is Justin. You're my audio for my car ride. So Salami, Alex, your audio for my homie Justin, who likes to be hella gay sometimes.
He likes to thug a little.
He likes to thug a little.
But no, like the way I see it, right? God's put you in a moment for a reason, and especially whenever you're talking about serious topics, even if it doesn't influence anyone else, if it gets you to think about the thing a little bit more, I think it's worthwhile, right? That's why I spend so much time with individuals rather than in like larger scale internet communities. I think there's nothing to be gained out of that. But kind of cold, a little windy, boopy. I should have brought gloves. All right. How much introduction do we got to do before we get into whatever?
I mean,
however.
Are you done telling the audience of who you are and how you are, and how you feel today?
I feel church was good. Church is always good, and if church is good, then I'm pretty good. So yeah, I guess I'm feeling fine. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna try to show the little poverty car camping setup. I'm currently on lakeside, just the random lakeside. There's gonna be some geo-guesser in chat who just drops my fucking pin and just kills me.
See this man uses his coordinates, kill him.
It's the fucking it's like the the 4chan guys who dropped bombs on that ISIS training camp. It's like, oh fuck. All right, contact the Russian guy. Go get him.
That is horrible.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
fucking
just
ISIS
knock
training camp.
someday,
It's ISIS
but
training camps. I don't have very much pity on it, man. I'm sorry.
it's all right.
I can't say I care.
Okay,
I can't say I care.
Viewers, if you can't see, just look. It's a. You see these lines of lights?
It's
Barely
a
on my
fucking
TV
lie.
flickering. These are. It's just little dots. It's supposed to be
Nico's just
reflections.
high. Nico's seeing things right now.
I'm looking at my TV.
He's just
You're not
that's a
looking
black.
at my
It's a
stream.
black screen. He doesn't see anything.
Never mind.
You're all just losing it right now.
All right, first topic.
All right. Real now. So this is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I just formulated this on a dime, and I talked about it, Nico. But like, so can you guarantee a tomorrow, Nico?
I cannot. I feel
no, you can't, right?
The rapture is very, very soon. Very, very.
Yeah, right. You're approaching the end times. I think every generation thinks they're approaching the end times, but you know, every day that moves forward really is just approaching. Right. And so you can't guarantee it tomorrow. And you know, perhaps you know in the your heart of hearts that yes, time may continue, but it's a case of if a tree falls, and nobody's around to witness it, did it really make a noise? There's two interpretations to that. One interpretation is that noise is inherent, so the airwaves is inherent. But another interpretation is that noise is an interpretation of the brain, right? So the brain only takes in that, and so only when the brain witnesses it does it become noise. Right. And so even if you're not there to witness it, or even if might be technically a tomorrow, if you don't even witness it, does it even matter? Right? And so the reality is you can't guarantee a tomorrow. Okay. So I tell someone that but everybody, the issue with telling that to people, right? Oh, there's no tomorrow. I can tell that to anybody, and I think just about everybody will understand what I'm trying to say. But the issue is that they take tomorrow for granted, and so they'll hear it and they'll just pass it off, right? But what happens if I make it more literal? What happens if I'm like, hey, tomorrow, or you have 24 hours. If once you go off to the land of Nod, it's over. Because that's the reality of it, right? You wake up, you have your day, the 24 hours, and you're on borrowed time. Your time is not inherently your own. You don't have ownership of it. You're on borrowed time, right? Everyone is.
Biological clock.
Fuck. Yeah, man. It's a fucking gift of God. It is. And some people waste it, man, and some people take it for granted. But we'll get into that later. Yeah, so if I make this more literal, right? I tell someone, at midnight, I shoot you, it's over. You have 24 hours, go.
Which
right?
You've done before. You've shot somebody.
I've done mild trolling in foreign Iraqistan. No, I'm just fucking. I'm just fucking. But no, I'm serious. So if I do that, the reaction of
Sorry.
What's up?
No. I was taking a commenter, a viewer.
No, yeah, dude, just like comment in chat, whatever. If you want to stop me, if someone asked like a good question,
keep talking.
I did. Yeah, but if I make this more literal, the response of most people, right, is to go out and live foreign and extreme experiences. You know, skydiving, mountain climbing, whatever it is, like something foreign and extreme, right? And you really see it with people who have chronic disease or impending doom diseases like cancer, right? Mm-hmm. I tell you that you have 7 months and they just lose it. They throw away their entire life. They do a 180. They go travel to foreign places and all this stuff, all these foreign experiences. And I'm not saying that foreign and extreme experiences have no value. I get that. I'll get back to that. But I think it's important to realize why they're doing that, right? So the reason that people who are now more aware of their death go out and live very foreign and very extreme experiences is that they think that there's something in the human condition or something in the human experience that they need to experience, and the only way to experience it is by doing those foreign and extreme whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, but the reality of it is you're going to walk away from that having probably learned next to nothing,
Nothing.
right? The reality is that you're going to take this away, you're going to walk away from that trip to Disneyland. Like, it might have been fun for a second, but you go home, nothing has changed. You're at your baseline. You didn't experience anything new.
You're
There was
going to
nothing,
die
it added
tomorrow.
nothing. Yeah, you're going to fucking die tomorrow, man. And so what was it worth? I'm not saying it's worth less, right? There's something, there's little value there, right? I'll go ahead and make the point now. The value to extreme and foreign experiences is perspective, right? So having luxurious extreme and foreign experiences, I think it's completely valueless. Nearly completely valueless. If you're doing it with family, it's like a very thin line of exception there. But I think if you're just doing, living a life of luxury in Dubai by yourself, I think that life is valueless. There's nothing there. I don't care what you're doing. You have no nuance. You have no identity. Nothing. But the reason that you go out and do difficult things is to have that perspective, right? Oh man, this period of my life is really hard. It's really I'm really struggling to find a job. But, I've hiked 14 miles in summer heat and I've almost given myself heat stroke. I've gone up and down fucking mountains. Like, I've done stupid things, but I've struggled harder than this moment. That's why you do the foreign and extreme struggles, right? That's the value of it. But the reality is that the people who do that don't really go do very hard things. And even if they do, they don't get anything out of that because there's no need for that perspective if you're just going to die tomorrow, right? It's something that you do occasionally to bring yourself back to earth a little. But okay. So the reason they do that is they think they're missing out on something. So if that's the case, how do you and as I see it, if you think you're missing out on something, if you're not satisfied with that, clearly you are missing out on something, right? And there's no number of experiences that will make you happy. I don't think there's a number of like foreign and new or extreme experiences that will make you happy. So how do you really find happiness? How do you go to sleep tonight and knowing that if today was it, not like your legacy, not like the week, the month, the year, if today was the ending punctuation of your life, you would be satisfied with it. And then you got to do it again and again and again. That's every day. That's every day for me. That's every day for you. How do you do that? I think it's quite simple.
You find the beauty and the nuances in the smallest things in life.
Yeah, but how do you do that? You're getting ahead of yourself, man. You're getting ahead. No.
But that's the answer.
Right. But you got to start smaller than that. Because if I just walk up to some dude,
appreciate that you're alive. Appreciate that you're awake. Like, God graced me with vision that I could see.
How do you wake up?
Consciousness that I'm awake. That I can just stand on my 2 feet. That I am. There's people who are disabled, who can't walk, who can't breathe, who can't hear, who can't think.
Yeah, but
and I'm so blessed to have so much things. I'm able to eat, dude. There's people who's not able to eat. Look what I am, bro. I can.
For sure. But the issue is you're getting ahead of yourself, man. Because, like, if you walk up to some dude, right, and you're just like, hey, man, you need to wake up and realize that every day's a gift, they'll probably tell you, oh, yeah, that's true. They'll give you some fucking platitude. But they don't understand the nuance of it. You got to explain it to them. So I'll explain. How do you make every day worthwhile? Well, you got to look at what matters, right? And what matters is what? Permanent. The things break down, right? Your physical things break down. Your house will break down at some point. Your car will break down. I'm not saying there's zero value in it.
But you gotta realize, a car crash tomorrow.
But it's the objects, man. I'm talking about the objects.
That was a joke.
The objects. No, you're all right, man. I'm getting ahead of myself too. But it's about the objects, right? The objects have a little value, but you can't get too attached to them because they're not permanent. They don't matter that much. Even something like my passion. I have a passion for lifting. I'm a schizo lifter, you know.
He's a schizo lifter. Remember, he's that
Yeah,
real. He's that real. So
but
am I. Look, I'm lifting. I'm gonna get my gains in. You can probably see my bicep. Ooh, my bicep in the video, bro. It looks beautiful.
homeboy has 12-inch stick arms, and he's trying to show off. No, no, dude, you actually have
Probably.
really nice bicep picture. But like even even something like muscles, man. Like one day in old age, you're gonna atrophy, right? But why do I keep lifting then? Well, what matters is what's permanent, and what's permanent is your mind, right? Your mind and that connection to your soul and mind by proxy developing in your identity. And then what matters outside of that is the minds and the souls of the people around you, right? So how do you engage in an everyday life where you get the most out of the human experience while looking at what matters and in really engaging with what matters? I think I think there's two things that you have to do. One of them is engage in your passions. This is about yourself now. You have to engage in your passions if you ever want to develop your identity to a point where it's worth anything, right? So again, I'll go back to lifting. Lifting's my passion, right? But if I break it down, if I'm really honest, man, you're just moving around weight, right? You're moving around weight, you're doing this physiological thing, you grow, you do it again. Like people on the outside would never understand why you're taking yourself to failure. You're destroying yourself to rebuild yourself again and again and again and again. It almost seems like it seems pointless to them on the outside, right? But then you look in, and you have these guys with amazing identities and passions and mindsets,
And
right?
personalities.
But right. It's the thing is, man, my muscles will atrophy one day, right? But it's the mental tools, the mindset, the discipline, the
mindset.
work
Don't
ethic that
forget.
I've
That's
built.
what Rick Boogs tells us.
It's the
The
fucking mind.
mindset.
It's,
You gotta
it's
horse
all
cock
about a
that.
mindset,
Well,
man.
you gotta horse cock that. What's it called? That barbell to get that maximum gain. Like
Oh,
if you didn't watch the Rick Boogs live stream he did earlier today, go check that out. I'm not gonna check it out because he got frustrated. He was frustrated because he's what's it called? How uneven his lift was between his right and left arms. He was frustrated.
he's got to lay off a little. but but yeah, man, like and Bugenhagen, man, he's special, one of a kind, right? How do you get from moving around with little weights, and growing? How does that somehow turn into these unique personalities with these, you know, really vast perspectives on life, perspectives and
It's the
mindsets towards life?
devotion and the community. Humans have a need for community.
Yeah, man.
We seek to belong always, always. And when
It,
there is a community, there begins to grow like things in common.
I think part of it is the community, and that's where that's the related to the people around you that matter, right? You take what you've learned and then you spread it to a community, because if you just keep it in your head, well, there was no point,
And there's
right?
nobody's gonna learn anything.
Right. And so it was worthless in the end. Even if it was worthwhile to you, if you didn't bring it out into the
It's
world,
similar
what was
to
the
the
point?
story of when God gave what was it, the gold, right?
What?
The story you told me about. Was a story where God gave different
Dude,
men different amounts of
you're
gold.
running a million miles ahead of me right now.
Okay, but you
You
know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. He gives one servant 5,000 pieces of gold,
Mm-hmm.
another 3,000, or 2,000. Numbers, and then another 1,000. We'll get back to that. I promise. Just remind me whenever I'm talking about it. You'll know. It'll kick in.
Don't forget
I
to
gotta
take
try
us
to
to a
remember
really
today's
good,
scripture
interesting
too.
side.
What's up?
Don't forget, we gotta make this like connect. You gotta make pieces spread out far in this conversation. We have to connect the
No,
webs within each other, man. Don't
nah,
forget,
dog.
man. We're schizo lifters, dude.
I'm sorry. I'm not I might be a schizo lifter, but I'm also like foremost autistic. So It must be linear.
God,
Must be straight line. No, no.
you're
I'm sorry.
boring.
I'm boring. No. Anyways, yeah, man. It's part of it is about the devotion, and then part of it is about doing this simple thing and then asking yourself why, you know? And then once you find your why, asking yourself, this if this is my why, how can I expand out? How can I do more, right? You take this simplicity and then you find the nuance in it, right? The silver linings, the details, right? And you have epiphanies, man. And that's how you develop your identity. That's how you develop your mind and soul, right? As far as I'm concerned, the more that you develop uniquely your identity, the happier you'll be. We'll get back to that.
Get
Okay.
back to that.
We gotta make like a fucking list of this, dude. We'll cover it next.
We're going.
Listen, we're one of these days I'm gonna run back to the stream and I'm gonna make a list of we'll go back to that and
Hold on,
we're gonna have it on another stream.
Hold on, you're still continuing the list you have right now, right?
Just a mental list. No, if I don't ever cover anything, we'll meet up in person and we'll have that in live stream and we'll go back and we'll get back to it.
Push Shicey and Spot him, got him, link up in the middle of the woods.
I'm gonna shoot Nico at the end of the stream. It's over. Listen, dude, Sinaloa cartel paid me well for to end this, you know?
Who's that?
Yeah, there's some dude on a motorcycle. That's neat.
Oh.
I was thinking of getting a motorcycle just for like practical purposes.
My dad, my brother has a motorcycle. He loves it.
Yeah. The issue with motorcycles,
I wish I could get a motorcycle. I'll probably be a motorcycle guy too.
They're not too expensive either. The gas mileage is good. The one issue with it is I can't ride it while wearing watches, or I would just eat up my watches. So.
Oh yeah. Explain to the folks at home your hyperfixation with watches now.
Oh, okay. So this is the one material thing that I actually do have a passion about. It's watches, right? And it's not about the object itself, because again, objects, you know, dissipate and they go. Even watches. Even really nice watches. But the point behind watches is it's almost like music. It's the sentimental value, right? It's twofold. It's the sentimental value and it's the idea. Firstly, it's the idea of having this thing of permanence, more permanence. Like you charge your phone, you throw it away in a few years. You know, you cycle through cars every 5 or 6 years. But this watch is something that you take along with you. It develops with you in your journey, and it develops, you know, in the mini scratches and the little scars, and it tells a story.
And
it's about telling a story.
Pulp Fiction, but you will soon one day.
I don't watch movies, you know.
Watch the movie, you'll get it.
I'm super disappointing.
You'll get this movie. I
have to watch a few other movies, but yeah, eventually. But yeah, I like watches because of the sentimental value, man. And like you have guys who have lived through like super good experiences like their wedding and super traumatic experiences like war with with one watch, and they look down and like, man, it was the entirety of the ups and downs of that life, my life. It's the physical manifestation of it is this object that continues to run like a machine on my wrist. It's not powered by anything but my own movement, you know.
Wait, how do watches run?
Well, there are some watches that are electronic. That's not my taste. But some watches are, there's manual, so you manually wind them to wind the spring and run it, or there's automatic. It's the same concepts, but it has like a little rotor in the back. And this, I just grasped this, by the way. The watch moves as you move, right? If you don't, as long as you keep going, it keeps going.
No way.
Time keeps going. Time keeps going.
Oh, that's
as long as you keep moving, time keeps going, and that's why I like watches, man. Right?
So if you put a watch on dead person in like 10 years, it'll die, right?
No, if you put a watch on a dead person, it'll stop in 48 hours.
Oh, word?
Well, an automatic watch or a manual watch, not an electronic watch. An electronic watch, it'll last 6 years, it'll die, but. Like, it's powered, the mechanical watches are powered by your own movement. right? If you keep moving, it'll keep running, right? As you always got to move forward. Always always move forward. Always.
I remember sometimes when I pass by a mechanical watch, it'll be dead. I'm like, but like it doesn't have any batteries or this thing that I wind up doesn't. When I do anything, nothing moves.
Then he
So
stops
I
moving.
didn't know that because it
Yeah,
was just a
no.
loose watch.
Yeah, dude. And it's like it's nice to I don't have a lot of nice things, right? I don't live a life of luxury, you know that, right? I like very simple things. And so I think for me it's having like a little nicety. Dude, it's about taking the roses off the vine because it's better than letting them die on the vine, right? What a waste.
Hmm.
And it's just about enjoying the nice things. It's a tiny thing. It's not I wouldn't even call it a vice, but it's a little extra luxury in my life that might not need it, but I like it. And so, yeah, that's my watch fixation. Right now, I'm wearing a Vostok Amphibia. I don't want to get into that. You can find a YouTube video about that, but I love the history of it. It's super neat. We got to get back. We got to get back on topic.
What was the topic?
um. So okay, you engage in your passions, right? And you do this every day, and that develops your identity. But there's something else too. And to really find the nuance and depth of life, you have to live a simple life, right? If you're constantly stressed, if your life is extremely complex, if you're constantly in search of money or whatever, money or women or the next object, the next
Women?
thing.
Ew.
No, I haven't talked to one in 8 years. I'm sorry.
It's been so long, bro. It's over for us.
But yeah, I accidentally talked to the gym receptionist once. But fortunately,
Ew.
I only cried for 5 minutes in the bathroom, dude.
Mm,
Only five.
record.
But yeah, like it's the pursuit of things, right? If you spend your life in that complexity, in that stress, you'll never be able to really always have that sense of purpose and sense of mind in your life. And the reason that's important is because living a simple life means that you can find the nuances and the subtleties in that life, right? You do the same things every day, and some it, some people will do the same things every day, and they'll eat themselves alive, right? And I think the reason they do that is because they're not fully in their conscious mind. If you're purposeful about what you do, right? If you really think about what you're doing all the time, and you do simple things, you live a simple life, you have just enough,
Which
you
there's
know,
nothing wrong
you
with living a simple life.
No, it's everything. It's not just nothing wrong. Everything. That's your everything, man. Living a simple life is everything.
Hmm.
But yeah, living that simple life, man, it allows you to enjoy the nuances of that life, right? And so for the first time, you know, once you really once you're really in your head for the first time, you can wake up and you can really enjoy the sunset and the sunrise. And not just the sunset and the sunrise, but the subtle purple hue. You see, that's the nuance of the silver lining, right? You can stop and you can actually see the flowers, right? You can actually enjoy the roses, man. That's what it's about, man. It's about having the simplicity in your life to actually be able to be of conscious enough mind to stop and enjoy all those subtle details because that's what matters in life. Okay. And then it obviously
Hold on, someone
doing
was
that.
so invested. Look, you're doing a great job. Someone was so invested, Justin. He parked in the wrong side of the gas pump. He's time to end himself. This is a compliment.
Dude, um every now and then I will park in the diesel slot and I'll have that impulsive thought. I almost accidentally did it once, and now every time I look at it, I can't not. I've got to stop myself. Um, but yeah, dude, it's about living the subtlety, and we're gonna get, and this all wraps back around to your identity, right?
Who
I
you
think,
are. Don't be scared to be yourself. If you have fun ideas, then do something about them. If you have, I've been um I'm talking about me. This is my stream. I want to do what I want to do. Okay.
This is my stream.
This is my
You gotta,
stream. I
you
do
gotta
what
shut
I
the
want.
fuck up. This is my stream.
I'm trying to pursue many other mediums. If you have any ideas, like, oh man, it would be cool if I could do this, or it'd be cool if there's, there should be a little thing about this. Make a concept art of, a show you want to write, or a story you want to do, or characters you want to draw. Have fun. It doesn't matter if, um, the current skill you have. If you have an idea, just draw like the roughest things you can go about, and it'll somehow rearrange all in itself. Um, Speak about what you've said about the gifts, the gifts you're
I was
given.
getting to that. But first, so I think your identity, because okay, I assume everyone here is Christian, God fearing at least. You were made in the image of God, right? And so, because you're uniquely made in the image of God, you're special. You're an individual. You're uniquely made in the image of God. The closer you get to your identity, which is uniquely like God, right? Because He made you in His image. You are uniquely like Christ. That's why you have to see Christ in everybody. So the closer you get to your identity, and therefore more like Christ, the closer you are to God. The closer you are to God, the more you are more in your identity, right? And so that's why I think it's important to practice your passions. If you look at saints, comparing them to dictators and tyrants, right? Saints and monks, they live this extremely, extremely simple life. They do the same thing
Which is
every day.
beautiful, which I sometimes um am jealous of.
Dude, I did a 3-day. I've done that twice now. I did a 3-day retreat with just like in a monastery with seminarians training priests, and man, dude, like the second time was like I cried for the first time in like 2 years, man. I was bawling to my priest, man, and it was a really good trip. The first time I had my first confession in 2 fucking years, like that was me in that moment really returning to the church, you know, and I was so scared, but the life of simplicity allowed me to sit down and overcome that fear, you know.
Because the world is a
So
complicated place. It messes with our minds. It tarnishes our
the
souls.
the world
We have silly
outside,
little
right,
souls.
right, right. It's the world outside. But these saints and these monks live extremely simple lives. But if you've ever
Detached
talked
from
to
the
them,
world.
well, no, they're still
Oh,
attached,
detached
and I
from
think
worldly things as much as they can.
detached from worldly things, right? But if you've ever gotten a chance to talk to these people, or even just like read about them, they're such unique and vastly different individuals. They live very similar lives, right? But they all gave their life to God in such a special way. Each of them are individuals, real individuals. And then you look at tyrants and dictators, and they lived perhaps vastly different lives, perhaps traumatic lives, perhaps easy lives, but they're all the same individual. They all act the same. They have the same behaviors. You know it when you see it, right? And I think it also extends, unfortunately, to something that you might understand a little more, and that's people with depression who like really are depressed. They don't have an identity. They turn this mental illness and this very dark place, mind you, because I've been there before, and
I've been
you,
recently
you
too.
turn it you turn it into your identity, right? You get so attached to it, this vice, this horrible thing, this cyst. It's not you, but you get attached to it and you put your identity on it, right? And it becomes you. But whenever your identity is this evil thing, as the same way with dictators, you become uniform. You aren't human anymore, you know? And I think that's it's clearly just a work of Satan. Because whenever you live, what he does is chaos and complexity. He produces chaos and complexity, and then he turns the uniqueness and the individuality of people into uniformity, right? And so all the joy and nuance of humanity, the human condition, is lost to this complexity and this destruction, right? That's what it is. Chaos is destruction. Okay, so that's the difference between saints and dictators in their lives. But what about the gifts that God's given you, right? And so
The
this
potential
gets
you
this,
have, viewers,
yeah, this,
audience. We
what's up?
love you. We want you to pursue your passions. What you love to do, what can also help other people.
Right, your passions, the way I see it, you're given very many gifts, right? Some of them are obvious, some of them are less. The obvious ones would be, say, um, tomorrow, every second that you're alive, the capacity to talk to you, right? To reach out to these people, that's a gift. It is a gift, man. Like meeting you and being able to do this is a gift, you know? The good health, just being able to walk, man, having that capacity, that's a gift. Intelligence, that's an obvious one. But there are more subtle ones too, right? A propensity to niceness, a stability in childhood, right? Those are subtle gifts, but those are extremely important, right? Anyways, you're given these gifts, and I think your gifts and talents end up translating into your passions. Your passions are an expression of these gifts and talents to the highest potential, right? And so that's why it's so important to express your passions into a community too, so that you can act, so that you can connect your gifts to other people, right? And so this brings back two parables. A master gives his servants, one servant 5,000 coins, one servant 2,000, and another 1,000. Right? The he leaves and then he comes back. The first servant with 5,000 coins has made another 5,000. The second servant with 2,000 has made another 2,000. And the first servant or the last servant given 1,000 coins buries it and returns it to the master. Okay. The first two servants are allowed to keep their coins. The first servant is allowed to keep 10,000. The second 4,000. But from the last one, all is taken. He has God takes all the coins from him, and he punishes him. Man, that's brutal. That's a brutal story,
You
right?
might think it's
It
a
is.
wise move to.
Huh?
You might think it's a wise move to um be handed things
Bury.
and then try to cherish it, even though you
No,
could.
no, no. He buries the 1,000 coins, and then when his master returns, he digs them up. Here are the 1,000 coins that you gave me, right? That's what he does. And it's but that seems brutal, right? But here's another way of looking at it. Okay, you are given this gift. These three people were given this gift of intelligence and of good health, right? The first two make something of it. The first one, he goes out into the world and he preaches and he makes followers. He spreads the good news. The second one, he uh he engages in the passion of lifting and he builds a community around it, right? But the last one, he takes his intellect and his good health and he hides them. He reads in the quiet. He does nothing with it, right? And so whenever you're confronted with that end day, man, you're given these great gifts. You're called to use them, right? And so the first man who uses them, he went out and he spread the good word, right? The second man who uses them, he went out and spread the good word. And the third man who uses them in complete isolation, what does he do? Nothing. And he might not even use it. And as far as I'm concerned, all good things that are not used, like faith, like
Perish.
intellect, they perish, right? All good things unused perish. So, first of all, you have to use your gifts. And then moreover than just using your gifts, you have to dude, it's getting cold. Sorry. um you have to go out into the world and spread the good news and bring these gifts to other people, you know? So, yeah, that's all important, man. It's what matters in life. Uh so that's the topic of living a simple life and building an identity and the gifts that you're given. I want to get into the passions thing. So we're gonna completely move on to another topic now. Actually,
It all relates in our heads.
it relates because it's passions, right? But before we move on, if anyone has any questions, Nico, if you could hit me with that.
We have two viewers audience currently.
Nobody can.
Justin, whom I love, he said, "Nico, go make Stone Vest parallel wrong side, yeah. Go make a family and then have a child." When we're talking about passions and like gifts and whatever, proceed to make YouTube and social media for the baby. Then act like the baby and respond to comments as if you were the baby. That's the only feedback we've given. Other than, why does Salami have a child as his Tibbler PFP?
Kill yourself. um, because it's very cute and funny. You have an issue with that.
What?
I don't know. I saw it. It was a cosplay thing, and I think it was like super cute. And then one time, I'd mentioned to this dude I was a 200-pound bodybuilder, right? One time I posted that photo, and then he fucking asked me, "Oh man, is that you? If that was you, that looks amazing." And dude, my heart just fucking sank. It was like, oh no, dude. I look like the fucking lolly cosplayer. Oh, it's so over for me, man.
I mean, it's easy for you. You're Asian. You could transition to that.
Nah, kill your. No, shut up. Shut the fuck up, Nico. Nico, I will fucking rip your skull off your head. Nah. Anyways.
I'm the Joker.
No
baby.
questions.
Try
it. If this, dude, the group chat's got leaks. The careers are over, man. It's over. I'll see you outside, man. Gordy's gone, man. I'll be outside. Anyways, we'll move on now. So we'll get more into passions. You know, sometimes on YouTube videos, I'll find some people and they'll do something very passionately, right? But they'll get frustrated. So there's two things that come to mind. It's lifting and music. So with lifting, right? You'll see a young guy usually, and there's nothing wrong with being a young guy lifting. Nothing wrong with that. And he'll get really frustrated with the weights. You know, slam the fucking bar, yell, keep going, like grind your head against the grindstone, and really push it, right? And then you'll read the fucking comments. Oh, anger management. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. You should have recovered.
Oh, problems. Are you serious? Oh, you really live like this? How do you?
You got a problem, dude. Right, and then I showed you that one video, right? And this drummer with his stuff, right? He's playing something extremely high level, extremely difficult, and then he misses it, and he keeps missing it.
Very complicated, rubbing your head and patting your belly, doing that, but multiple times with multiple things. Drumming is skillful, cardio.
Yeah, it's something, man. It's so like much. Seeing high level anything, I think, is amazing.
It is, but especially when you try it. That's beautiful. You start to appreciate things so much more.
Right. It's what passion turns into.
Their own passion, but continue with your passion.
Yeah, but he gets mad and he punches his drum, right? And then I read the comments. Oh, anger management. Oh, you gotta respect your instrument.
Respect the instrument.
Okay, nothing wrong with that, right? It's his stuff, right? But what this really tells me, right? Full circle. You have never had passion in your life ever. You've never lived at a level where you genuinely want to push it to this point. You've never felt the frustration of failure to this point. Oh, I didn't miss I missed the weight. I'll just go in tomorrow and hit it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that guy, but he doesn't have that real. He doesn't have the deep down passion, that white hot burning desire, to push the absolute limit, to stand alone as the world's most muscularly developed human. He doesn't understand, the frustration of failing again and again and again and wanting to do it again and again. He doesn't have the fucking passion for it, And passion, part of the passion is living at the highest, nearly the highest point of the human condition. It's between passion and creativity, right? That's the highest points of the human experience, right? And they don't understand. They don't understand the frustration. most of your passion, right? It'll be about, it won't always be good. It won't even mostly be good. It'll be frustrating. You'll go in with discipline alone, right? But there's so much value there. There's value in having that frustration. There's value in screaming, getting mad, slamming the fucking bar, throwing it into the rack. There's value there, right? Because I'll disrespect my rack all I want, but you know what I do? I'll fucking slam the bar, get pissed,
Oh, I thought you
yell,
said
do
Iraq.
whatever. What?
I thought you said I'll disrespect Iraq all you want.
Sorry, Mr. Bush. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
No, no, no.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'll do that. But here's the more important thing, right? I'll get up and I'll try again, right? That that builds, that you might not even get that day, but it builds the mindset, the mentality, to push it to absolute failure. Really find that limit, for today, and then do it again, and then again, and then again. And that's gonna be frustrating a lot more than it's rewarding. But when you get to that reward, it's amazing, right? I just and then whenever I think it's important too to like take a moment to quietly sit down and look back, right? Look back at your passions. Man, I've gone a long way since this point where I was frustrated. You know, I like what I thought was once nearly unimaginable, far from grasp. I can touch it now. I feel it now. Right? That's the rewarding bit. And this all circles back. The only way that you can really have that level of retrospection is if your life is quiet, is simple, and you're content with what you have, right? Not what you have, not where you are. You should never be like content enough with where you are to just quit, right? But with what you have, so you're not always worried about these things. You're more worried, more thoughtful about the passions, the mentality, the mindset, right? So yeah, like every time I see this garbage about, oh, you gotta go to anger management. Oh man, you gotta respect your shit. Like, shut the fuck up.
You've
You
never
never.
understood trying to be so reach the talent you know you have. You've never understood trying to get a perfect just to reach the perfection that you know you can, that you're focused and determined at getting, because you've never challenged yourself to a point in any sort
Right.
of medium. Wrestling, that frustrates me. There was a moment 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure, um, just my first months or whatever, I was horrible. I couldn't remember a thing. Well, my memory is horrible in the first place. And then just, a day I was just slowing down, lacking, losing it. My coach, she says, you know, have you, tried working on your memory? Me knowing damn well my memory is an issue with the seizures I have been, experienced in my life, fucked up a lot in my head. And I was just
Yeah.
like, I lost my soul when I was speaking to her with a smile on my face, like, yes, ma'am. She's like, try some memory games like, crossword puzzles or, like,
Fuck.
match cards.
But
And that hurt.
it's
That
important.
hurt me because, like, fuck, I'm really that horrible. It's becoming so noticeable. It hurt me, dude. I became horrified. I expressed anger, and it's not anger, it is rage. You relate to it.
But
I never really told you this because I don't like expressing anger. I don't like talking
but
about
Nico.
negativity because I'm around. I hate uh, making grievances, announcing grievances. I don't do that. I just live and learn with it. But when I bottle, it's why why talk about problems when you could bottle it up and snap one day? That's ideal. But
You got to, dude. Why aren't you playing the Promises soundtrack? But Nico, I want to say something about that, right?
what's up?
It's important, but because you have that passion for wrestling, it's important to let yourself feel that frustration, and then try to overcome it, right?
And this
That's
is what I've been doing. Crossword puzzles online. Thank you, a Wordle. I when I'm trying to branch out into other bunch of things. How far wrestling can branch out. I want to go to different countries. I want to be a star in Mexico and Japan. And right now, a good interaction between that two, learning Spanish and doing the matching games is what's it called? Yeah, I was learning Duolingo. Uh,
Okay,
but what
matching
frustrates me
game.
is like when I'm just trying to do that. I hold on, where's my notes at? I started a game on Pokemon Alpha Sapphire in Spanish, writing down the notes,
Nigga.
writing down
He's
the sentences.
dedicated.
Uh, where's the
But
notes at?
but yeah, like that's the point, right? You let yourself feel this frustration and then you overcome it, right? And when you look back, you're able to say, man, what a world. What has this passion taken me through? You know, it's pushed me so far and then I've gotten over it. And okay, so there's two reasons that I find
Copying
it really mad.
sentences and words, going through translate, writing the sentences, translating them, and just using that to memorize it and trying and then seeing the sentence, knowing what I know, and then forming the sentence with the words, just translating it myself. And um and what frustrates me a lot of the time, I'm told, stop looking at that phone all day. I don't want to be on my phone. I wish I could be doing something. But when I'm finally trying to translate, do something well productive on my phone, I hate looking at my phone. I hate it. I wish I could just go out and ride a bike.
I hate Pooter. I hate Pooter. But yeah, like
Hold
it's
on.
rewarding.
Yeah, I'm not done. And when I'm finally like found something that I can, just I love how Duolingo is formed. It's formed like a game. It's formed like an easy brainless mobile game. But you're
Yeah,
still learning
yeah.
Spanish. You're keeping that memory intact. I'm just like, I'm sitting here trying to, do the little lesson, and then, I'm told like, do something like, stop looking at the phone. I'm finally trying to do something. This is crazy. I'm being made feel insane, and then being made and feel
People
insane
hate to see
because
a
I'm
nigga win.
trying to break the chain in that insanity. Insanity is a definition of doing something over and over again and finding a different result. I'm sitting here trying to
Expecting
break
a
a
different
habit,
result.
expecting a different result. I'm trying to break a habit, and to realize maybe this isn't my fault. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't take blame for every little thing. Always remember,
Oh, dude,
you
yeah.
always have faults. You are always doing
The
something wrong. And if that can make
the
you go insane, if that can make you snap, let that be a part of your passion. You're never going to be perfect, but don't worry. There's nothing wrong with trying. There's nothing wrong with being the best you can, because eventually people will look up to you. People will go, "Man, that guy, he was really great. He made an amazing impact. He changed my life. He did something for me that nobody else did." Strive to be Christ-like. Do the best you can. These passions, that problem. And it improved in my wrestling too, because we would have to set up these drills. Perform this, do drop down, leapfrog, blah 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 blah. Here's the drills. Remember, they'll tell us to it, say it, and then make us do it. Dun dun dun, like form in line, one in each. And I forget. Unironically, flip phone is the way. It is. It is. That's why Salami has one. Uh, and it just frustrated me, but I did better. And the workouts I've done after I was going insane myself, beautiful, man. Regardless of a protein powder, I ran out. My unemployed ass can't afford any. I'm sitting here playing $80
protein.
golf. I'm still feeling changes, man. It's you gotta break it down, man. It hurt. I had horrific thoughts, like um, and it spawned like gradually. Um, I was told by a few classmates. They said, "Hey, man, dude, I had a dream about you, man. Like you got up and you were so fucking frustrated. Uh, you shot up the place." One of the classmates was like, "Dog, what would have to
Jesus.
happen for that to me to happen?" They didn't know what I was going through, but it was just a dream they had. And then another one, a friend of mine, he was like, "Hey, man, like he sent me a voice message on he's also a based epic schizo Christian."
If so,
um, a Chad, blah, blah, whatever.
whatever.
Uh, he
Yeah.
was he was sending me a voice message on Facebook Messenger. Uh, he was saying, dude, just what's it called? I had a dream. You also just like snapped one day too, man. Like you just yelled at everybody and just ran out. Coach told you to quit because you just, and then you just fucking left off like that. It just, especially with my head, my head isn't in the right place. I suffer. I don't suffer necessarily. I mistreated, but I do have internal brain trauma. And knowing the wrestler Chris Benoit, who seemed to have internal brain trauma, uh, committed suicide, killed his wife and his youngest son, um, and killed himself afterwards. Uh, it just it was someone who was so talented at it too. Uh, uh, Only about as talented as I wish I could reach. He was such a technical, fluid wrestler. I want to be so good at things. He was, and me unsure of my own headspace, and hearing this, it just hurts more. It crowds your head that's already aching, and just the little things that make me snap. And when I was feeling so low, I was having horrific thoughts. But I know, I just, I wanted myself gone. I even punished myself. I did a unnecessary bump, terms, insider terms. You wouldn't get it. But just because I feel like I was horrible, man. Like, but this is all I have now at this moment. Um, I don't see myself doing anything. I don't see myself having a practical job. I don't see myself doing. I'm trying to draw, animate, stream, being a wrestler. I'm not a practical person myself. I'm not. I can't imagine making a living off a structured
It's
job. you
it's
know,
the it's
I this what's the word, suggested to go to college. Like I know that's not for me. I'm not making an excuse. I know it's not for me. It won't work out correctly at all. I can't be structured, and that's what I fear. That's what I'm realizing more and more. I hate to. It feels so it's just saying like I'm an artist, but I know I am one. I know I am an extreme creative, and extreme creatives can't be structured down so much. I try to, if I have an idea, I want to do it, I must do it. And if that gets me somewhere, if that could get me money, if that could get me to be able to provide, I want to do that so bad. And I have to branch out with all these mediums as much as I can because none of them pay well just by himself. And money does make the world go round. But I'm learning so much more and more that I don't want to live for myself. Though I would love to make an impact on people, it's for people. I want to wrestle, to stream, to reach for people. I don't want to do this for myself. I would love to live nice, comfortably, lavishly, but I would rather have my family do so more. I would rather have them be known. I would rather know that I could provide for them safely. These little steps I'm making, these little seeds I'm planting with streaming, with wrestling, with I'm just have I want to try to start animating and modeling, 3D modeling. Sorry, but I won't mind being a model. On a fashion magazine. That seems sick.
nah that sort of business is godless, man. All right.
No, 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 no. But um, like I have an interest in it. Music. I would love to try to do my best to get into music production. I am an artist. I believe I am an artist. What I have interested in are artistic mediums, and I want to branch out as much as I can. Um, I hate to say because it all revolves around money, but it's not because I want wealth and capital and
It
I'm greedy and that I just want to be rich. It's because
oh
I
man,
want to do
listen,
this for other people.
the
This
the ultimate thing, right?
because you also have been, you were saying that your
It's
parents have making you stress out because of money. And first it
no
wasn't,
it
now.
but
But
the
but
thing is
now I'm realizing this is the reality of the world. I'm not going to get paid very well at the very start, and now I'm planting all the seeds at the beginning as much as I can, just because I can just reach for that star, and then it'll all have a return on investment, a grand one of This is the passion that broke me. This is the passion that inspired me. This is why I'm starting to upload more. That I'm starting to just make my little smallest ideas come true because it's a muscle. You're exercising it. You're working at it. You're doing what you
It's a
can
gift,
just to keep
right?
going. It's a gift. Work
That you
on your
develop.
gifts you were
It's
given.
developed,
This is your passions.
right?
It'll break you, but don't worry. You could fix
That's
it
part of it,
yourself by
right?
working on
The
it.
frustration and yeah, okay, so right, and all of that. It's the high again. Creativity is the highest point of existence. Only man can be creative, right? And so
Not women.
it's something special. It's over. It's so over. They're just psyops anyway. They're just a psyop anyways. They don't exist. Um, the reason that I find it so frustrating, firstly, that they is the fact that running all the way back is the fact that they've never experienced it and so they don't understand. But what I find tragic, right, is because they've never experienced the frustration, they'll never know the reward that of overcoming it. You know,
But it also hurts. Like people like that might continue to live in ignorance since they never might always live in
they'll
ignorance
never
since
know.
they never
You
experienced
have
that.
this is what it's about, right? It's about expressing to people the importance of passion and the life of simplicity, and then waking them up to that, right? That's what it's about. But different story. Whatever.
No,
Do you have anything else to add to this? Because
I
got one
want
more
you to
other topic.
find something. Whoever the two viewers listening to, I want you to
The,
find something
the
that'll
one
drive
dude
you
listening.
crazy. And this is a hard thing to do. But I found out it's wrestling. With wrestling, I mean, I have no other ideas. This is an idea I had. I didn't when I was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I was like, this is something I would like to do. Yeah, I don't know if I liked the idea of doing it or if I wanted to, if I wanted to do it or if I liked the idea of wanting to do it. But then I'm wanting to do it, and I have no other. I'm not going to college. I'm not going to a school. Um, but I know with the talents and just interest I have, this can branch off into and grow into something beautiful. And I'm realizing as I'm continuing to train why I'm doing this. I forgot the reason why I'm doing. I did this. I just know, like, I mean, I want to do something. And when I realize how much uh, the people, the audience members matter, these people look up to you. You are their superheroes. They come see you perform. Not only just just buy your merch, they support you personally because you touch them emotionally. They look up to you. They see a hero wanting to fight the odds, just to see overcome with a championship title or just a great story that touches their heart. Whether the story could relate to family or if they're or if they just relate to you at all in any way, if you look like them, if you feel like them, if you talk like them, if you're presented as different in that they're different. Wrestling, wrestling audience. I don't like to use the term fans. Um, but
No,
just especially going to local shows. The people aren't the most uh normal, socially
it,
aware uh people. They're
I
very
don't like
shy.
to use fans for a different reason.
They're very
Because the word fans stems from, it's
fanatics.
just a shorthand for fanatic, right? And to be a fanatic of anything that worldly is just it leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Even people, right? It leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. But yeah, go ahead.
I was at a show. The first show I helped out at. There was this kid, older. He obviously, he didn't he seemed to not fit in. Um, he'd be so happy standing next to just the local heroes that you've never even seen before on television, maybe small on a social media platform, a video you've seen on a post, but just to see you could touch these people just by performing well, by just doing who you are. but and imagine if that performer went out of their way to be with you, like not only outside at a meet and greet, but in the ring. That's why I love Rey Mysterio. He hands out and just touches. Anytime there's a kid wearing his mask, when he on his entrance, he like touches forehead to forehead. On his forehead, he has a cross, by the way, a big cross on his mask. Yeah, it's a connection. If you aren't connecting, if you aren't living with other people. We are social creatures for a reason. There's multiple humans for a reason. We're supposed to connect and make each other grow. We're not parasites. We're pollen. We are water. We are supposed to feel pure, and we're supposed to help each other grow. Be the sunshine in somebody's light. Help another guy inspire. I talked about this in another stream. I talked about this same topic in another stream, but there's this wrestler that's an amiibo. There's this wrestler, local wrestler. He's been to Mexico. He's very mostly known in Mexico. Sam Adonis, man. Um, uh, he was at a training. He came to appear at a training to help some of the students. And I was like, whoa, he's he's a wrestler. He's been around the country. I want to go to Mexico. Of course, I want to go to Mexico. Look at me. But as I was talking, well, I was helping in the merch stand the whole show. I felt so nervous, especially going to a big show. There was a wrestler named Jimmy Wayne Yang there. He is so talented. And he was so nice too. His daughter was there too, and especially a social and exclusive industry like wrestling. You know, you got to keep things low key. You can't expose everything inside out. That's just how businesses is, especially with how much of a program based, character based business wrestling is. You got to keep things exclusive. And seeing just names that are bigger than you have to respect. It's very a respect based industry. Seeing this man, I sat by him next to his merch booth. I was helping sell his merch and just every other wrestler's merch in general. I talked to him. I asked advice of how it works getting to different promotions across countries, and he was just talking to me. And like, I know it was it was a general conversation, but he was speaking to me, a man who's so higher up. He was speaking to me with great advice, because he's like, a lot of people just don't know because they don't connect. They don't know how to talk. People just other wrestlers in the locker room would just say hi, handshake to me, but they wouldn't have a conversation. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to have conversations. You and me, you're having a conversation with me. That's how I'm going to remember you. He was just so sweet, and I'm just so thankful for that.
Yeah, man. It's about the
I was hoping
expression
some
of.
his merch, and he was thankful for that. It's like, yeah, dude, we always need somebody at a merch table. We don't need people stealing. I'm like, thank you, sir, thank you.
Yeah, man.
He said
It's about
he
the
had a
expression of
figure.
passion,
Sorry, I brought out
right?
a figure. He made in Mex. Just they're based off just. He was like, hey, if I don't sell this one, you can have it because I gotta go soon. But it was after his match. He's like, I gotta go home to my dog. I got a little Shih Tzu, and he showed me a picture. And I was just talking about it, just talking stuff. He was leaving, but like I grew the confidence to ask. Like it was so scary to ask because he's like, hey man, he was leaving. He's like, hey, I gotta go. I said you could have this, right? I'm like, sir, could you could you write your autograph on it? He's like, yeah, sure, man. Could you give me a marker? I got the marker. So you signed it on the back. It says to Nico, Sam Adonis. Like he's like, what's? He's like, can you write my name on it? He's like, yeah, what's it, Nico? He's like, yeah, sure. Look here, I normally do it on the back. Here you go. Yes, I'm being a mark. I didn't, but it's when you look up to somebody and that some person gives you beautiful, beautiful information, beautiful advice that you have to take into heart because this is wrestling, an exclusive thing. And I don't like talking about it. I talk about it the least I can upon here. But it's taught me so much. It's taught me so much. I was never a very disciplined person until I decided to follow this career path. And it's taught me again so much. Find a good discipline.
It's the nuance of passion, right? That's what it is, man. And what you saw there, you had a chance to meet an identity, right? A real person, really connect with
You know the
someone
funny
about
thing
that
about
passion.
Sam Adonis? He was a heel in Japan. Heel is a bad guy. I mean, not in Japan. in Mexico,
Baller.
and he had like a pro-Trump gimmick there. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah, man. Passion, dude. It's all about the passion. The passion that develops the mindset, that develops the strength, that develops the identity, right? Uh, so yeah, that's that, man. That's great. It's great to hear, and that's really special, dude. It is. You got anything else? We move on
Sam
to the next
Adonis
thing
is
if you want.
the shoot older brother of WWE announcer, commentator Corey Graves.
Dude's just googling it at this point.
No. That's when he was at the
No, you're
training
good.
center. My coach said that like he's a shoot brother of Corey Graves.
Yeah,
So.
part of it's about people you know too, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
so,
dude, in this industry, yes, exactly. It's an
but
exclusive industry, so it is so heavily dependent on the people you know. It's not about
yeah,
what you know, but who you know, and who you know can learn what, and you can learn what you know.
it's
It really is
it's also about
who
the
you know.
impressions that you make on people, you know.
First impressions matter. I learned that amazingly. Look, when you meet people, especially a younger man like I am, younger folk, older people don't expect much from you at all. Because so many of us are just addicted to our phone, are just dismissive and just like unresponsive. If you, excuse me, just come up to a superior or coworker, especially older folk, uh, big smile, big introduction, big confidence, shake their hand. Nice to meet you. I'm Nico. And then a big also problem with our current generation is that people don't like to talk to people for some reason. We are social creatures. Talk to people. If they
No,
seem boring
no,
to you, maybe you're the boring one. Maybe you're the
no.
boring one.
They're
If
scary.
you find there's nothing to relate to this person on the surface, then you're probably the boring one. They probably have an interesting life, and they probably have a simple life. There's always something to learn from someone. There's always something to appreciate from somebody else.
I
Appreciate things. These people are just as unique as you. And if you're dismissive, then you're not as unique at all. You're not a special person. You're not exceptional. Don't you want to be exceptional? Don't you want to be the best you can be? Branch out to find people who are different so you can form pieces of things that you never knew as a personality you can inherit to learn, to grow, to develop. Be a change. Be a change you want to see in the world. Be
I don't
unique.
think that most people live a simple life. I think it's quite the issue. Like at the core of it is quite the opposite.
I
But I
know.
don't.
And when
I
people
think.
live
But
simple lives, many people dismiss it as they're boring because they're not doing
right. But
much more extraneous stuff and
even
worldly
the
stuff.
people who live, even the people who live complex lives, right? I think it's still important because I really do.
Life is simple.
E-
Don't forget that.
Yeah, but everybody has something to offer you, even if they're, even children. And so you completely dismiss people, and even if they don't have anything to offer you, trying to offer them something, not because you have anything to gain out of it, but just because it's worthwhile to do. That's always important, right? So,
Exactly. You could
all right,
worthwhile. You can learn something. You can have fun. It's the experience. It's the experience. Don't be
yeah,
scared. Don't shelter yourself. It's
it's
like
the
you're stuck in a
experience with
rut in a loop.
it's not the experience with things, it's the experience with other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the experience with other people that not only develops them, but it develops you, right? So,
uh, and please don't be blinded. There's this video I saw a while back. It was a YouTube short. This dude visited one of the most racist, what's it called, um, cities in New York.
the fucking Jews.
Yeah,
I know.
he was like, whoa, they didn't even want to talk to me when I was talking to interviewing in the middle of the street. In the middle of me talking to them, they walked away. Wow, ain't that so fascinating? Just some
No,
white guy
that's
who never experienced the
yeah,
truth.
that dude was Jewish. I'm like 99% sure I know what you're talking about. I think that dude is
I
Jewish
said
too.
that to you,
But
pretty sure.
yeah,
I
man,
thought it was just
it's
another white dude, but if he was in New York, no doubt he already was.
he was Jewish
But the
already.
comments,
He was in
but the comments were
Homeboy was
like,
in New York. Homeboy was in New York. It was over for him as soon as he
but
started.
the comments were like, dude, he just doesn't know what it's like to be, he's being disrespected in front of him, and it's like, he's God, it's so fascinating.
But just to sort of accept it like that. I wouldn't do anything heavy-handed, but I wouldn't accept that either. It's just, for him to just like call it just fascinating and a cultural difference is just kind of,
No,
I don't know,
it's
sour taste in my mouth.
he's relatively detached.
Yeah, absolutely. Those sort of people are detached from reality. So, all right, yeah, this is going on for an hour 30. I said I wouldn't go over an hour and a half. I want to discuss one more thing. 4 minutes.
Why are you
Go.
limiting yourself, bro? You have so much potential.
Yeah, we throttle. Next time. Next time, I'm gonna die tomorrow in a car accident. Next time.
On camera, live.
Dude, I am the Chinese steel worker whenever the Live League logo is through. Alright, is anyone still watching or
We
has
got
everyone
2
left?
viewers. We're like going from like 3 to 4.
We're doing numbers right now.
We're doing numbers. This will do numbers. This has been a very great one.
Let's hope so.
I brought energy. You have thank you for bringing energy as well.
Okay. Last thing I want to cover is the flea in the jar. Let me step inside my car. No, keep talking. It's just getting cold. I'm sorry.
Waiting for you to talk.
No,
Here, bro.
you
Julio,
keep
I don't know if he's from Tibler or not, but he's always been consistent in my stream. Nigga, you're a real one, bro.
He's a real one.
You're Mexican brothers, rise up, bro. Mexican brothers. Thank you, Julio.
Yeah, it's getting a bit cold, and I'm only wearing a t-shirt and shorts because I plan to run tomorrow morning. Actually, let's go and show you the little setup here. Let's see. Yep, you see it? All right, cool.
It's Bean.
Is it's in the stream already? All right, cool. What is this? Whatever. I have a little water in the front. Nothing crazy. I've got all this set up. So seat there, blanket there, a few pool noodles, and
Which none
I don't
of
know
you
if
can see.
you see. All right, I'll go get a proper light. This is boring. I know. Whatever.
Oh look,
Oh,
there's
jeez.
something. There's pan. Oh, is that
There's
dumplings?
that's pizza. There's some water here. There's some water somewhere else. I've got chair over there and tripod. A few pool noodles that even out my back on a sleeping mat, and then a blanket. And so I'm just gonna sleep in here tonight.
Oh, you want to be homeless so bad.
I'm LARPing homelessness right now. It's getting cold, so I'm gonna tuck away. If you can keep talking, I'll say something when when I'm not so cold.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I don't know why you've never just cared to watch this. You watch Lucky Star. Yes, you love Lucky Star. We all love Lucky Star. Lucky Star's for the realest niggas here.
Kino. It's Kino.
Dude, I don't know why you never cared to yet watch Gurren Lagann. One of the greatest anime of all time. Of all time. Why haven't you? Why haven't you?
I refuse. I've only watched Lucky Star, K-On! And Michi Joe and
You're a pedophile.
kill yourself. Listen, I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about being stronger than Kakarov. What if I just didn't care anymore, man?
Do you want to care about just being a man, making a change in the world, just doing the best you can be?
Yes, this is why I watch Slice of Life anime.
Reaching the depth, looking death in the eye, looking a creator in the eye, looking at your oppressors in the eye, and saying, "I'm rising above."
This is why I watch K-On!
Dude,
this is why I watch K-On!
It will change your life, dude. For some reason,
Ah,
Evangelion is popular. It's by the same studio
yeah,
too.
Evangelion's kind of trashy.
It's cringe, dude.
It's
But
yeah,
Gurren
Shinji is
Lagann,
so trashy.
it's that
I stopped watching it
shit,
after a few episodes because Shinji was so shit.
right?
Ah,
I was like, oh, cool, Misato, yeah, cool. Nothing cool
yeah, I
happened.
mean,
People were, dude. It was just people being boring. It is. There's nothing cool about Evangelion. Evangelion's overrated and garbage as hell. But Gurren Lagann, this will get you to want to like find a. Huh. Let me find something
oh wait,
ridiculous that won't get me.
wait. I've got one more important thing to show you. Let me
What
just get.
now?
Is there no way to turn on my light?
Even look. Even Evangelion is better. Yeah, of course it's popular for a reason, but I don't care for that reason. Evangelion.
You're just wrong.
Yeah, sad face. I'm
Okay,
sorry, Julio. Evangelion is about looking at the. I haven't seen it. I'm saying this ignorantly and proudly.
I've seen it. I hate it, so I don't care.
it's
Oh,
it's about looking at existentialism and just wondering who you're at, who you are supposed to be,
Boogie Pack.
and just feeling at that sinking low. But Gurren Lagann is a Evangelion was about daddy issues. I don't doubt it. Thank you, Duckman.
I
But
like how
Gurren Lagann is about. Okay,
I'm sure.
it's about. It has. It's. Oh, he left. Oh, I'm stuck alone in here. Gurren Lagann. It's a compare and contrast. Evangelion was about sinking in the lowest lows. Gurren Lagann is about reaching the highest and piercing the heavens and beyond, being the best you can be, overgoing, keeping going. The theme is a drill. You are a drill. You keep spinning. You advance with every turn you make, every progression you do, every thought you have. You that you keep going. You keep going. One step ahead, one step ahead, one step ahead. You'll be called crazy. You'll be laughed at. You'll be loathed upon. But you have a greater idea. You have a greater focus that nobody can understand. That is that passion. Nobody can see it. They are blind to it because they can't feel it. If you can't feel someone's passion that looks ridiculous, that just doesn't confine to social norms. I was yesterday or 2 days ago, I forgot when I worked out, but I got good pumping. I was walking around my neighborhood cul-de-sac, squatting a barbell, doing a loop.
the cold is that.
I was fireman carrying a barbell, and then going
He's
back and
carrying the
forth the
boat.
streets with. I was scaring the hose, bro. Um, what was I? Well, I was gonna say something. Uh, you rise above, dude. The main character. Okay, it starts off. The main character. They're stuck underground. This is the first episode. They're stuck underground. He says, Why are we stuck underground, living our lives, born to be buried? When we have Earth, there's for some reason quakes that scare us, that's killed us, that we're still not doing anything about. Eventually, we're gonna collapse. Why aren't we doing anything about it? We're going to die if we stuck here. Why can't we just drill above? And you know what the chief said? The head of the village said, "What are you talking about? This is existence." He said, "Why are we stuck in here when we could go to the surface? There's nothing, there's something above there. We're living in a ceiling. There's a bright blue sky out there." He was called crazy and a liar because they didn't know the sun. They didn't know the sun existed, and he was called crazy for it. You can compare that, with a bunch of things. Now you can go crazy for saying a weird truth about the world, who runs the world, who owns the world, who controls us. But if we keep controlling ourselves and keep letting other people control us and what we think and what we act like, we're not going to be exceptional and change what we can to reach the potential we have. They didn't know the sun existed, even when they were being told the sun existed. There's a sun in the moon. There's a sky. You're not. You're going to be called crazy. You're going to be looked at as weird. But that doesn't matter. These people don't matter because they haven't seen that passion or just viewpoint. They
You gotta
haven't
wake up,
woken
but
up. They haven't woken up. They haven't
yeah, you
seen
gotta
that
wake them up.
love, and
That's
especially with how much eventually they do get out of that pit they were in, and
but they
they
don't
live their whole
know.
lives
The only,
underground, not knowing a sun existed, and people stayed behind in the village knowing that there's a world out there. Whoa, we're not stuck in this little underground village. People still stayed in the hut, in the village,
it's the comfort,
in that
right?
trench, because
Because
it's comfort. And there's danger,
when you
of
wake up,
course.
right? Here's the thing, right? When you wake up, you have to face the consequences of realizing that you don't have tomorrow, that it's not guaranteed. And then more than that, you have to realize or that you're forced to face the fact that I do things that I don't like, that I deem unacceptable, and I do them on the last day, like the last day on earth. There is, my priest was saying today, just before mass, this is our first mass. This is our last mass. This is our only one. It is the only one. It really is. The present is the only present. That's all you're there to experience. Nothing else around it is real. This is our first, your last, your only. Right? So, yep.
What are you going to do today? Are you going to change the world today? Are you going to change yourself today? Are you going to make a greater impact today? It's nighttime. Do what you can today. And if you have a good day today, rest. Focus on today's issues. If everything is good, settled for today, then today was lived well.
Anyways,
Keep tomorrow's issues keep tomorrow's problems for tomorrow, and just live the days as accordingly. Do
dude,
your
how many
best
people are left? How
to.
many people are left? Two? It's almost midnight, so let's go ahead and cover the last topic before I knock out here.
Wait, there's one more. Sweet.
What?
There's one more. I didn't know.
No, this is the flea in the jar.
Oh, we still haven't gotten to that. It's my fault.
No, yeah,
I'm
you
thankful for. I
completely
don't want this
skimmed
to
over.
end. I don't like having things end. I love living in
No,
the moment. I love seizing the moment. I love feeling that this is a moment in the present. I got to appreciate it as much as I can. I don't get to be out with friends. I don't get to experience the weird things in life that happen. I don't go out much. I don't do much. I don't live worldly. But when I find myself in a position that I'm doing amazing, I'm I'm feeling great. I'm with people I love. I'm who I can appreciate and who I know appreciate this moment as well. I love I hate seeing things end. So appreciate it. Ah, appreciate it as
and
much as you can in the present.
it's 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 another one of those things too where you have to take the bad as well, right? Like with children, your own kids. Yeah, you might hate changing the diapers, but who knows when that'll be the last time you do that, right?
Who knows
I
when
think
that'll be the last time if you ever see your kid.
yeah, but it's not even just that. It's like the last time you change your diapers, like you hate it now, right? But you'll miss when she was this small.
Yeah,
You'll remember
she's
when
not
she
gonna
was
be that
like
small again.
she's never gonna be this young again. You were your youngest a second ago. You'll never be this young again, you know? So yeah, appreciate even the worst parts of it, man.
The
Cause
worst
maybe it
parts in the most
at
mundane
least
times. It's the nuances and the little things.
you have the ability. At least you can experience it. There are some people out there who want to be able to change their kids' diapers, and they can't because they can't have kids. You know, they want to do that. They want the bad part of it too, and they just can't. So appreciate it because it's a gift. It's a gift. All of it. All right. Anyways, flea in the jar. So a while ago, long time ago now, scientists conducted an experiment. So fleas can jump like 4 feet, 6 feet, something crazy, right? But if you put them in a jar and you put a lid on that, they jump and they hit their head on the jar for a few times, and then sorry about that. They moderate themselves to the lid of the jar, right? And here's the unfortunate thing. Once you let them out of the jar again, they will never go back to jumping to the original height, right? So how does this expand out into humans? If you allow yourself to mentally believe that there is a limit, there's a capacity, um, then you become the flea in the jar. You went from this infinite potential in your passions, infinite, absolutely infinite, and you throttled yourself. You fucking throttled yourself. And sometimes you might step out of that understanding of the limit, right? Even on an objective level, you might objectively know, oh man, maybe that isn't the limit, but you're still going to be the flea in the jar because your perspective is warped. And so even when you step out of it, you're still going to be limited, right? And so you have to approach something like your passions, especially, right? There are no limits, man. You have infinite potential. You have infinite potential, and and potential is a measure that can only be accurately measured in retrospect, right? You don't know your potential. You can only accurately measure it in retrospect. So another way to think about it is you don't know unless you try, right? And when you try, you must try with the mentality of anything is possible. The world's your oyster, man. So that's it. That's that.
You heard about the it was a schizo video I saw. It began with a frog. It's like if you put a frog in room temperature water and immediately replace that room temperature water with 100 degree water,
Boiling, yeah.
boiling water, the frog would jump out. But if you put the frog in room temperature water and then slowly boil the water, the frog will stay and boil.
It'll
But
accept.
it'll accept that it's boiling. And then it spoke, but we are much smarter than frogs, aren't we?
But there's
So
value there. Like God places, mechanics into nature for a reason, and it's not merely just because that's how it is, that there's nuance to be found and gotten out of that. The mechanics of nature. Yep. All
so
right, man.
if the world is poison around you, you're aware of the
It
poison in the
can
world.
be. It can be.
This
But you can't
the
let it be that.
toxic. I'm sorry, the toxic that grows, the toxin that grows, because that's what toxicity infects, right? That's why it's called a toxin. If you
Yeah.
see
Well,
things grow
no
toxic, are you going to
diseases, in
do
fact.
something about it? Are you going to be a change about it? Or are you just going to settle and boil as a frog does?
Right, right. That's so important, right? To be aware, right? And this is why I don't take my advice from smaller lifters, right? Because it's like a disease, you know?
You're not
You know,
as big
you
as me. You
like
will
like
never be as big as me.
like Nico, right? Like you're under 200 pounds, bro. I'm never taking advice from you.
So anything I just said, this whole
It's
thing, I when I broke down, when I was
bro,
hurt,
bro. I just
that
zip.
doesn't matter.
Nope,
That doesn't matter. Listen to Salami. What he
dude.
says matters more. Why? Because he could curl larger. He could curl heavier
I
than me. That's why.
because I
My
am
stream doesn't
over
matter.
200 pounds.
Go follow Salami's Tibbler account. That's what matters, not mine. Why? Because I can't. Because I don't
The
even
one
know
time I
if I could
post
curl
per
over
year.
30, bro.
Listen. Being small as a lifter is like a disease, right? And they're like their means of infection, right? The way they communicate this disease is in a thing called their advice, you know.
But Eric.
Well, but Eric, your butt came off the bench. Dude, it's so fucking funny. I love that. uh, anyways, yeah, that's that, man. 5 people saw it. We're really doing numbers.
We're doing numbers, bro.
We're doing
Gurr
numbers
Lagann will
right now.
change your life. It really will. It really will.
Me when my blood pressure is 120 over, or like 140 over 77. I'm doing numbers right now.
Doing numbers.
Doing numbers.
Me when
Anyways,
I'm boiling in a pot of water. We're doing numbers.
we're doing numbers right now. Dude, my skin temperature is doing numbers right now.
Well, I'm in a flaming in a burning house. The lighting is great, bro. Look at this. Look at these muscles.
Dude, the lighting looks great. Dude, you know what? I have this like really big issue actually. I try to lift, right? And there's this woman that like lets her fucking kid run around the gym like all the fucking time, and it's so fucking annoying, right? Anyways, I got a divorce and currently very I love my home gym.
She took it all.
Bro. Yeah.
There's this video I saw not too long ago. It was a while ago. Probably over a year at this point.
Love is the death of duty. There's a bit of that idea too. Where it's like you have this very extreme thing that you want to pursue, but you fall in love and you know
a woman comes along and just halts your grind set, dude.
Halts my grind.
She
okay,
halts your grustle and then just things, and then she brings like this little annoying little thing around that just bothers you, halts your grustle.
Wanna kick it? You just wanna kill it?
Yeah, dude.
Women
keeps running around toxic. By nature.
Oh, dude. Jesus. All right. There was one other thing I wanted to say about how you should live your life, right? And it's not about the everyday. It's about the grand scheme of things, because that matters too. Both of those matter in combination and in individuality, but both of those things matter. And the whole combination idea is you are called to some form of charity, right? You were made especially by God to do something. You were given gifts, and you weren't just given gifts. You're given burdens to bear, right? Crosses to bear. But you were given all of these nuances to fulfill a very specific purpose. And maybe that is the charity of monastic life. Maybe that's the charity that is being a priest. Or maybe your charity is your family, right? Being charitable to your children. And charity doesn't just mean money, doesn't just mean time. Well, it does mean time, but it's also about the patience, right? It's about being patient. It's about giving sound advice. And well, you could argue what we're doing here, expressing our ideas and hopes to other people and trying to help other people. That could be charity too,
That's
and so you're called to some form of charity. That's the only way you can be happy. You have to live life, and you have to live charitably. Love your neighbor like yourself. That's what it means, It doesn't always mean that you have to be affectionate, right? Because we also have to look at what love is. What, baby, don't hurt me. But but I would say I love myself. And I would say Nico loves himself too. But I don't often feel affection for myself. I don't like myself, right?
Always hate yourself.
What do I mean? Oh,
you've missed your chance at improving upon
life. It's over. I'm going to kill myself.
There's no purpose in your life. Now it's just for other people. Do your best to ruin other people's lives.
You serve zero purpose.
That's the easy thing to do. If you want to change the world, change somebody's life for the worse. You'll see a massive difference. Dude. People don't respond to positivity, but greatly with negativity, and just by design, naturally. Go ruin somebody else's life today. Thank you.
This is why I take I learn lessons from people who take my advice.
Julio, the realest nigga in this chat, our only viewer currently, real. Dude,
No,
it
no
is
worries, man.
having a
We'll
family is actually
probably get
huge
a
think think of all that your kids and their kids can do, bro. It is actually exponential charity. I said that
yeah.
referring back to my latest video, my Street Fighter. I said lineage is an investment. If you're not wanting lineage is investment. If you're not trying to change the world, if you're not trying to change somebody, then you could do that by having kids. Do your first know that you can change. Know that you are a changed man before you go around living in sexual immorality. If if you're not ready to have a child, then don't have sex. Because you're damning their own
Well,
existence in the first place. You're
right
being selfish
at
and
that point,
providing
you
a life that you never cared to intentionally. You never cared to care for in general. So you're just
I think
a potential important cog in the machine is already came misprinted because you never cared to one in the first place. That's how you have misfits because you never cared for
I gotta
life.
finish my point. I gotta finish up my point about love.
Sorry.
Let me finish this really quick. Then I'll let you finish your point, and then
Build up my feelings.
nappy time. Salami's a bit eepy. But you don't often feel affection for yourself. So what's at the core of it then? It's the idea that I want the best for myself, right? And then I take the actions and I say the words and do what's necessary to do the best for myself. And that's what it means to love everybody, right? You may not even feel affection for anybody, right? But the idea is that
Full of hate.
oh, fuck. The idea is that you want the best for everybody, right? And the best very much means finding their identity, and being in Christ. So you want the best for everybody, and you take the actions to try to give them the best. Try to show them the way, the light. So that's that, man. Um, if you got anything else, uh, say it now, and yeah, after that,
Julio,
it's
you
that.
got something you want to say?
Yeah, man. If you could run through chat and see if there's any questions, we can just answer in retrospect.
I feel like this is a very successful stream. I'm thankful for it.
Well, it's like
Julio
2
said,
hours of
but
us.
when we were talking, he said, gonna build myself up before I build my clan. You gotta be the best man you can be before you have an amazing woman in your life.
That's fine. That's that's perfectly fine, and I think no, that's good, right? Because you have to realize that they are very much they're taking on a lot of risk too, as well, right?
Yeah,
And so
women are
you
a
can't be
burden inherently.
just kill them. Um, but yeah, like they're very selective because they are the weaker sex, and so it's very reasonable, and they have to be. You wouldn't want to have your children with some fucking dude
Fat
who's gonna ditch
bitch.
her. Something about some like dumbass high school teenage white women just being
White women
retarded,
are
but
a
whatever.
cancer to the world.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. All right, enough of that.
Oh, we have 3 viewers
Enough
now. Who know being toxic would get us.
enough incel schizo women to
Exactly, bro.
take.
Being an incel is the hardest thing in the world. You will not understand.
Ich bin ein fake cell. Dude, I'll fucking post that to Tumblr. I'll fucking post that to Tumblr. Um, I only post dumbass anime memes. Don't follow me because I only post like once a month, and I'll only ever post like once a month. Whatever.
Watch Gurren Lagann. That's advice I have for the watch
I
Gurren
think
Lagann.
I've heard of, dude. I'm like 99% sure I've heard of that plot before, so I might have just watched it and forgotten about it.
It'll change your life, bro.
Um,
It's about being a man. It literally is about being a man.
yeah, that's what it's about, man. It's about, and it's really being the full expression of a man, and that's Well, we've just spent like 2 hours talking about how to go about that, and so yeah. You got anything else? I pretty much said my two pieces. If you got any other topics, we can go over it. But yeah, I said the two piece.
2-piece combo.
No,
Bro, when's the last time you went to McDonald's?
dude, I haven't gone to Mecca's in
It's
like
about stepping
forever.
up, exactly. Yes, Julio.
What?
And you'll see that he's commented it's about stepping up. Speaking of Gurren Lagann, it's about stepping up. You'll see that dramatically that topic in the series. Don't worry, you know what I'm talking about.
All right, man. That's yeah. I don't like watching visual audio media because it's all a psyop. But no. Like genuinely, right?
Genuinely,
But you
have
got to
any
realize.
news media you watch,
But
and it,
the
it
way,
just infects any movies you go to. It'll infect your mind. You go, oh man, that's the
but
coolest
the
character. I want to
way
be
it's a psyop.
exactly like them. When they already know that they cannot be me. Okay, you saw my excellent performance in Drive 2011. You will never be me.
They can't. I hate when they use my likeness for movies like Barbie, dude. It's so
Right?
annoying.
Dude, and like
Uh,
the fact that they literally ripped somebody off, took my name. I had to legally change my name because they look, dude. Okay, before I
bro,
started a
he took
streaming
years off, dude.
career, before I became successful and made millions and millions of dollars on YouTube and all the other endeavors I made, my name was Tyler Durden. All right, and
What was that guy?
and now everybody
Oh,
wanted to be me all spontaneously, and I had to change my name and go find a new personality. Got to find who else because everybody wanted to be Tyler Durden when that was already me.
you're my Tyler Durden. You're my schizophrenic interpretation in my mind, dude. I'm not talking
Shut up.
to any. I'm talking to myself right now.
Shut up.
Nah, kill yourself. Anyways, I wanted to talk about. We're gonna, you know what? Because we're gonna schizo now. This is no longer serious. We're schizoing now, dude. Audio visual media, like movies, right? The issue is the mind. The brain doesn't know the difference between movie and reality. It can't really interpret it because it's not. It's seeing it. It's hearing it. What makes it not reality, right? And so in your conscious mind, you might interpret it as fiction,
Dang, that was
but in your
cool. Cool
subconscious,
movie explosion, Iron Man.
yeah,
Excuse me.
and that's one of the worst offenders, right? And here's how they do the psyop. It's not obvious. But if you show someone of a particular race being very nice all the time, or you show interracial couples, like very happy interracial couples and very happy lesbian couples all the
Forget
time.
it's just
It's
all an
the
act, bro. They actually suffer from domestic abuse every night.
it's the subtle things that turn into the psyop. If you show a a set of people who have a certain way of thinking, right? And they keep winning or they keep losing, you're going in the back of your head, consciously you might not even notice that, but in the back of your head, you're gonna begin to develop that bias against them or for them. And that's the psyop.
Mm-hmm.
You're not immune to the propaganda. You see? You see? And so you have Marvel movies, right? And the whole premise is to keep the status quo, right? You have somebody that tries to go, well, like superhero movies in general, you have somebody that tries to go in there, tries to change things, right? And then they make the people and whoever writers make the people who try to change things evil villains who do very irrational things at times, right? Like that don't help their cause at all. Do these irrational things. You have them do that, and then you have the superhero, the status quo, right? And they uphold it, you know. So, and what does that like ultimately teach you? It teaches you change is wrong, change is bad. Change only produces harm. You just must follow what's already been set out. So, yeah, they're all
I walked out
psyops,
of
man.
Black
All of them.
Panther wanting to be Michael B. Jordan so bad, bro.
Homeboy is not him. I called you a fake.
Dude, you'll see me on Thug Hunter next week. I promise you. Who is them?
Mild.
Thank you, Julio. Who is them?
Who's them? I don't know, man. Well, I'm just using a substitute, right? You can insert them however you want. I'm sure you understand. You just watch. I don't know.
You know, Julio.
They're currently at war.
They're currently at war.
They're currently at war. Man, I hate when
they're the good guys of the war.
oh, they're the good guys. Right. They're the good guys. I hate when we only give Ukraine 3 Israels worth of money, dude. We should be giving them 3 Israels worth of money. Only 3 Israels, dude.
Dude, but honestly, I was like, man, Killmonger was so fucking cool. Like, bro, dude, the most, dude, Black Panther was an experience. I watched that with Darkness. Moot. Wait, you're not a moot with him, but anyway, bro, Black Panther was such a sick movie.
Oh well. Anyways, yeah, that's all I got for and that's all I got now. I'm gonna come back eventually with more ideas.
Now.
Commitment. Well, all you gotta do is like hold up arms, Robert. Oh, sorry. I did dude, my autism got to me,
bro.
No, dude, sorry. Like the pattern recognition, my autism got to me. Forgive me.
50%.
No career. 0 career.
15%. 50%. 0 career.
I have 0 career. You gotta give it 100%. 0 to the IRS. 0
to the IRS.
Are we back down to 1 viewer? I assume we are.
We got 2, bro.
We got 2 dose. Yeah. I got nothing else.
I don't think I have.
You can just
this anime
just
will
like,
change your life.
You should just
not as popular as a Evangelion. It's because Evangelion is about wallowing in sadness. Gurren Lagann is about grabbing that sadness, pissing on it, going, "What the fuck's wrong with you, bro? Get up."
You should just abruptly end the stream. You should just abruptly end the stream.
You know what?
Just kill.
I'm not going to end the stream. You know why? Because I don't know.
Get the fucking ending. I've got nothing else to say. I've got nothing else to say. Don't let it drag.
Man, just always reaching above, always doing something more for other people.
Doing something worthwhile. It's worthwhile, man.
You have so much potential.
It's like the fucking penguins, right? Occasionally you'll have penguins that leave the pact and they will just run towards the mountains knowing damn well they're gonna die on that journey. But it's about doing something worthwhile, you know?
Yeah, like, dang, bro. I've met Tank Evans. Have you ever met Pro Surfer Tank Evans, bro?
I have met nobody interesting.
Bro. Hold on. We're gonna sing a Dive by Incubus. Hold on. Speaking of penguins, we're gonna listen to the Surf's Up soundtrack, dude. Dive Incubus.
Dog, we really fallen off. Don't like at least play that and just play that as background music.
Fine.
I don't.
No, I'm gonna sing it.
Yep.
This is karaoke, bro.
No, Nico.
Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there with open arms and open eyes.
Dude, you're not an anime PNG. This is not gonna work.
Tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Nigga, you're not an anime PNG. It's not gonna work. Not gonna work, dog. I have no clue what your YouTube channel is. You just like send me clips of it, but I don't even remember your channel name.
It's the fakest thing I've heard.
I'm the fakest nigga ever. I'm a fake friend. I'm a fake influ for real. Alright. I got nothing else. You got anything else?
I'm trying to think of.
No. That's enough. All right,
No,
that's enough.
no.
If you let it just go into silence, it's not gonna go anywhere good.
I
So
know, but
I know. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out here in a little bit. So
fart.
appreciate you letting me on. We'll see what. Honestly, I want to see what numbers it does. If it's shit numbers, whatever. Probably won't do this again. But if it's something worthwhile,
This is
we'll meet up
worthwhile.
in
I
Dallas.
just automatically
Yeah,
feel that I'm
I
proud of
know, but
this over than
we'll
my
do.
last stream. My last stream was horribly boring. I
Oh
was
well.
bored. I
We'll
knew it
meet
was
up
boring.
in.
I know how to read the room, but a lot of the times I like to ignore it because if
Just
I can get a
trolling.
laugh of it, that's
I'm
all that
only
matters.
here to troll.
I'm only here to troll, bro. I'm an agent of chaos.
No. I listen. I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't love the Antichrist like you do. Yeah, no agent of chaos here, dog. Um, we'll probably meet up in like late April and then do an in the woods thing. But yeah, nothing else, man. See you around.
See ya. Bye. Welcome to Lucky Channel. Uh, that was Zamir Noru Ishii. uh, I don't know. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a damn good one. Have a blessed one. See y'all around. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Look, Salami just sent something. What did he send? Clip stuff from it and post it as shorts or something. That takes editing skills. Who wants to be an editor? I'll pay you attention. You have a good night.